Hi guys. So I just wanted to share something that is important. So after many years of fight or flight and being in nervous system dysregulation, rest can feel unbelievable and it can hit you at crazy points. So coming back into my body after years requires me to do the things I used to do all the time unconsciously, now consciously. And that's eating better, that's exercising, but now slower and at a pace that I can handle. And so when I do these things, like today was first day I actually did some physical exercises. This is somebody that is a former gym rat. When I talk about gym, I mean every day I used to push my body to extremes. When I got out of the gym phase, I just transitioned that into yoga and intense breath work and all of this kind of stuff, right? And so, but before I hadn't done all the inner work, and I was still in, I was still very dissociated from my body. And so now I'm at a stage where I'm finding the balance, and my ass needs rest. And so this morning I did this workout, and it seemingly short workout, really. I think I was out there maybe, oh, excuse me, an hour. But I came back and I was like, oh, I'm starving. I can't wait to have like nice protein packed meal and all of this stuff. And my body was like, you're going to get your ass in that bed and you're going to lay down and you're going to put some wind chimes and rain on and listen. See, I'm also not one of these sound practitioners that doesn't use my own medicine to heal. And so I am always listening to nature sounds, and I am always listening to some form of sound therapy and healing, because also now I know exactly what works, because I studied sound and the brain. I know what actually really genuinely works for the brain. So I take my own medicine. That's a lovely one. I can leave that link for you. It's a really beautiful one. Also, just want to note that if you are in a chaotic mind, if you have anxiety, if you are overthinking and all of this stuff, that really puts a heavy toll on your brain. And if your brain is exhausted, your body is going to be shot. And so the first thing you want to do is give your brain some good juju. Give your brain some good medicine. It can be hard in the beginning, and don't go for things that are so overwhelming. Less is more with sound, always. And so gentle rain and wind chimes for me is chef's kiss. It is the best. That's all you need. And it allows the brain to focus on something. Water is always very soothing and calming for the brain. And so, even though I was very hungry and all of this, I listened to my body and I laid down, and maybe it was a half hour. I don't even know how long it's been, 40 minutes. But the important thing is that I listened to my body and I laid down. And when you're coming out of fight or flight, when you're a traumatized person your whole life, or when you are not listening to your body, right? Your body will catch up. You just don't realize this because you spent years not listening to it, and you sort of go in, what do you call this? You sort of go into like a machine. You're like in airplane mode. You're like, yeah, I feel great. I can do this. But once you actually start listening, or once you slow down enough, your body will tell you, no, you're not okay. You need this rest, and this has been 30 years of you ignoring me. And so now I'm going to show you. And so I did all these exercises today, which is wonderful. And I know it's still good and healing for me. When I laid down, I felt the weight of my body. I breathed into it. I put my wind chimes and my rain on. And suddenly these little sharp pains were happening, like in my feet and in certain areas of my body. And I was like, okay, this is my body signaling that, okay, there's underlying things. But I also shook up a lot. in my body. So I also have to give my body the time to allow that to process. The same thing would happen in sound baths. I would tell people, you're receiving for an hour sound, frequency, and vibration. What's that doing to you internally is shaking you up, just like when we do physical exercise. You have to let your body integrate. You can't just get up and ignore. That's why I say, come back to me in 2 or 3 days, follow up, let me know, because it can take that long, when we shake things up in the system. So a lot of times we want quick fixes, and I think that's what I did also most of my life. I bypassed, by just doing quick things, or I would be very extreme. And like I said, it was a gym rat, or I would do intense yoga, intense psychedelic breath work, these long, intense breath work sessions. If you are a person with complex trauma, any form of PTSD, any form, if you are just traumatized, or if you have a dysregulated nervous system, you don't want to be doing intense breath work. You don't want to be doing yoga, and it might feel good. This is the tricky part. It might feel good in the moment, but what you want to try to understand is that your body needs softness. Your body needs to understand what safety is. So when we do these high intensity things, or when we do breath work, particularly psychedelic breath work, long periods of time, we can have the feeling that it's really wonderful for us, like, especially with the breathwork sessions, because what happens, you go into the astral plane, you go up here, and so what does that also do? Dissociate you from the body. So you can feel like you're flying high, and it can give you this sense of euphoria. And that is not untrue, but for a person that has not been in their body and has been disconnected from their body for so many years, the last thing you want to do is be out in the astral plane flying around somewhere, even though it feels great. You need to come back into your body. So what you need is grounding foods. You need grounding exercises. The workout that I did, that you're physically working out, you're going to feel it much more. You want to do yoga. You want to do slow, easy yoga. Not a 90-minute freaking hatha class where you're sweating. No. You want to do a 10-minute yoga. Less is more when you're trying to come back into your body, and when you're trying to really find safety back into your body. And so less is more, even if you do something for 10 minutes a day. And so I'll talk more about that in other videos. I'll make one later just to show you a little bit about what I've been doing and trying to find a balance between things. And so it's important, even if we do 10-minute yoga, it could feel amazing, but allow your body to integrate and give yourself the rest afterwards that it needs. And if all you do is 10-minute yoga, or even 5-minute yoga, or stretching, that's all you need to do. If that's all you can do, then you've given yourself a gift in that. But know that there's not like one quick fix, and you might have a lot of times people with CPTSD or PTSD, we can have this racing intense energy that comes, and we're like, oh, I feel great, I feel wonderful. You can't live off of that. You know what I mean? You can't live off of that. It might be that for the moment, but try not to expel all of that energy. And even if you do expel that energy, because like I do a lot of shaking and jumping and moving my body weird, you can do all of the therapy. You can do all of the journaling. You can do all of the self-reflection. But if you're not moving your body, the trauma will never leave. The patterns will always show up, and it'll just be a repeated thing. So you have to find the balance. You need to journal. You need to reflect. You need to move your body after you do these things. There are times I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning with racing energy through my body. My brain won't shut off. This is like, cortisol racing through the body. If you grew up in dysfunction and chaos, your body still stores this kind of stuff. And sometimes it can hit you in all kinds of moments. And you need to learn to control your body. You need to learn, okay, I had to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and do some jumping around and shaking. I needed to expel this energy in order for me to actually find the ability to sleep that night. And so you're learning how to control and regulate your nervous system. And this is a dance. It's really a dance that you have to do with your body. But the goal is to teach yourself safety and to teach yourself what you need. Okay, I'm gonna go make some good old chicken.